Understanding mind and behavior. Earlier, it was believed that there is no relationship between mind and body. But now, as per various researchers in neuroscience, it proved that there is a relationship between the mind and behavior. A new discipline called psychoneuroimmunology has emerged in recent times, which primarily explains the significant role of the mind in strengthening our immune system. Now we will go into the details of mind and behavior. Before that, please subscribe the channel. Thank you. Mind. What is mind? It is the part of a person that makes it possible for the person to think, feel emotions and understand things. Your mind is your ability to think and reason. A human mind is a hub of various processes like perception, consciousness, thoughts, sensations, feelings, desires and intellect. What are the types of mind? Three types: fluid mind, rigid mind and flexible mind. What are fluid mind? Those people believe that they will go with the flow like fluid. Fluid flows. So they also think that they will go with the flow. They find it difficult to take initiative and they won't make decision by themselves. What they do is they delegate their task to other people and they prefer other people to set their goals for them, and they want a pushing from behind to do all those things or to fulfilling their goals. In other words, the fluid minded people are good as subordinates but never as leaders. Then the second is rigid mind. It is just opposite to the fluid mind. People with rigid minds are perfect for jobs that involves a lot of discipline and rules, like military job or a police job. They will always prefer to do everything in an orderly manner and will always choose to follow the rules. No matter what happens, they will strictly follow the rules. Then the third is flexible minds. The flexible minded people are very flexible and open minded, but they are not like fluid mind, like just go with the flow, or they are not like rigid minded people, like very strictly following the rules or discipline. They come somewhat in between the fluid minded people and the rigid minded people. So which type of mind you have? Just think about it. Okay. Now we will go to the parts or levels of mind. First is the conscious mind. It is what you are aware of. It is the part of your mind that control your body's functions when you are consciously thinking about them. For example, you feel thirsty at this moment and you decided to drink water. So you are aware that you are thirsty, and what you do? You go and drink water. So you are conscious about what is happening. The second is subconscious mind. It contains thoughts and feelings that a person is not currently aware of. At present they are not aware, but it can be brought into the conscious level. For example, at present you are not thinking about your mobile number, but now it is mentioned about your mobile number and quickly you can recall with ease. So it was not on your conscious mind, but when I mentioned about the mobile number, for you it is very easy to recall the mobile number. Easily it can be bring into your conscious mind. Then the third is the unconscious mind. It comprises mental processes that are inaccessible. It is not accessible like the subconscious mind, but it can influence the judgment, feelings or behavior. Our feelings, motives and decisions are actually powerfully influenced by our past experience. So what we do or what we decide or what things influence us. These are based on our past experience. All these past experiences are stored in unconscious mind. It is like an iceberg. You will see the tip. The tip is the conscious mind. It is only a small portion. The conscious mind is only a small portion, and the largest portion, that is the unconscious mind, and in between comes the subconscious mind. So for you to easily remember the levels of mind, it is like an iceberg. The top, the small portion is the conscious mind. The larger portion, that is the unconscious mind, and between this comes the subconscious mind. Mind and brain. Mind and brain are actually two different things, but they are interconnected entities. The mind uses the brain and the brain responds to the mind. The mind is energy, and it generates energy through thinking, feeling, and choosing. And these thoughts create structural changes in the brain called neuroplasticity. So the brain is a physical thing. It has definite shape and structure. The brain coordinates the movement, feeling, and different functions of the body. But the mind refers to a person's conscience, understanding, and thought process. You have heard about meditation. What is it? It is a practice which uses certain techniques such as focusing the mind on a particular object, thought, or activity. In doing so, the mind will become relaxed. Different emotions create certain chemicals in the brain called neurotransmitters. So if you are happy and relaxed, your brain works better. So the mind, if it is relaxed, it helps the brain to create certain chemicals, and it give you happiness, and again you will feel a relaxed mood. So the brain and the mind are interconnected, even though they are two different things. Behavior. Behavior is how someone acts. It is a response to things that are happening, internally and externally. Internally through thoughts and feelings, and externally the environment and the people surrounding you. Then behavior serves a purpose and has a reason, including communication and function. Through the use of body language, facial expression, gestures, and silence, you communicate to others. If you are happy, sad, or angry, whatever emotion you have, it is expressed via body language, facial expression, gestures. And if you don't want to argue with someone, you keep silence. So through this, you are actually communicating with others. These behaviors are communicating with others. Then function, to help meet a need. If you want something from somebody, you will be very polite and you behave very sweetly to them. Then to attract attention, to gain an internal or sensory sensation, access an item or activity, you behave accordingly. Or to get away from something. For example, if you are in a group of people and having a very boring conversation, you just want to go out of it. What you do, you act or you behave like you need to go home very early, that your mom is waiting to buy some medicine or to buy some grocery. So you behave accordingly. Depends on the situation. Types of behavior. Overt behavior. It is an observable act of person. Example, dancing. You can observe. Then covert behavior. Behaviors have something to do with thoughts. For example, fear. It is a covert behavior you cannot see. That is, it is a covered behavior. Then conscious behavior. It is an intended act, that is eating. You eat purposefully to survive and to keep yourself healthy. So it is an intended act. Then unconscious behavior. Those are acts that run automatically without your mind controlling them. For example, scream when you see a snake. The scream comes automatically from you. So it is an unconscious behavior. Then rational behavior. It pertains to making the decision and act in accordance with the existing social norm and practice. Example is obeying traffic rule. You are obeying the social norms, or you are following the social norms and practices. So that is the rational behavior. Then irrational behavior. That are acts that deviate from what is right. So slapping someone, it is an irrational behavior. Then voluntary behavior. It emerges out of free will. Example, working on something you love. That is it can be your hobbies or something like that. It comes out of your free will. You love it and so you are doing. So it's a voluntary behavior. Then involuntary behavior. It is usually uncontrollable. The blink of your eye when you are exposed to a bright light. You cannot control it. When the light comes, automatically you will close your eyes. So it is an involuntary behavior. So these are the types of behavior. Let's have a quick recap on what we learned. Mind, the part of a person that makes it possible for the person to think, feel emotions and understand things. Then type of minds, 3 types: fluid minds, rigid minds and flexible minds. Then the levels or the parts of mind, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind. Remember the iceberg. Then mind and brain. They are different entities but they are interconnected. Then behavior. Behavior is how someone acts. Then types of behavior: overt, covert, conscious, unconscious, rational, irrational, voluntary and involuntary. Hope you like this video. Please share it. Thank you. See you on next video. Till then, keep smiling.